Hello everyone, welcome to today's class, and our title today is Friend Brings Dog to Housewarming Party. Let's move on to language focus. 1번. She suggested having the dog stay on a leash in the foyer, but the classmate didn't have a leash. Okay, as you can see, I have highlighted suggested having. So you suggest doing something to describe a recommendation or suggestion. Alright, so basically, suggest doing something 무언가를 추천하거나 제안할 때 쓰인다. Our first example says, the waiter suggested trying the spinach curry. 웨이터가 시금치 커리를 추천해 줬습니다. Very easy. Suggested. I would suggest staying home from school if you are not feeling well. 몸이 좋지 않으면 학교에 가지 않고 집에 있는 것을 제안합니다. So very simple. Suggest verb ing. Suggest 동명사. Okay, 2번. After all, she has the right to decide who and what species will be welcome at her own dinner table. Use have the right to express that somebody is legally or ethically entitled to do something if they want to. Okay, so have the right to. 할 권리가 있다. 법적으로 또는 윤리적으로. So if we look at our first example, you have the right to make your own career choices, even if your parents disagree. 부모님이 동의하지 않더라도 스스로 직업을 선택 권리가 있습니다. And you have the right to express your opinion, and I have the right to disagree. 당신은 의견을 표현할 권리가 있으며 저는 동의하지 않을 권리가 있습니다. So, yes, have the right to do something. Okay, let's look at the language focus quiz. 1번. My friend suggested going to, but I didn't want to. So if we scroll back up, remember suggest doing something 무언가를 추천하거나 제안을 할 때 쓰인다. So, my friend suggested to going to Vietnam together, but I didn't want to. 제 친구는 베트남을 같이 가자고 제안했지만 저는 원하지 않았습니다. Okay, 2번. I would suggest avoiding. I would suggest avoiding going to Korea during the summer. 여름에 한국 가는 것은 피하는 게 좋을 것 같습니다. Because the Korean summers are terrible. 3번. Everybody has the right to choose the that they want. So have the right to. Remember, have the right to is 할 권리가 있다. So 법적으로 또는 윤리적으로. So everybody has the right to choose the, say, career path that they want. 모든 사람들은 자신이 원하는 진로를 선택할 권리가 있습니다. And you have the right to, but I don't recommend it. You have the right to say whatever you want online, but I don't recommend it. 온라인에서 하고 싶은 말 무엇이든 할 권리가 있지만 저는 그것을 추천하지는 않습니다. Alright, now let's look at the further discussion. 1번. In what ways is raising a dog more difficult than raising a cat or some other pet? 강아지 키우는 것이 고양이나 다른 반려동물 키우는 것보다 더 어려운 점은 무엇인가요? So, in my opinion, dogs need more attention. They need to be walked. They need to be loved and cared for more than a cat. A cat does need to be loved and cared for, but a cat is more independent than a dog. A dog really does rely on the owner to look after them. And so does a cat in many ways as well. But yes, when you leave a dog alone, it seems to express more emotions than what happens when you leave a cat alone. Well, that's from my experience. So I know many people who prefer cats than dogs because they can leave them at home without worrying too much. But leaving a dog at home can make the dog feel lonely, make the dog feel sad, and also the dogs can get very emotional and start to howl or bark or whatever. But yes, in my opinion, having a dog is very similar to having a baby because they require a lot of attention. 2번. Do you know anybody with a weak stomach? What specifically are they sensitive to? 비위가 약한 사람을 알고 있나요? 그들은 구체적으로 어떤 곳에 민감한가요? I think one of my friends, when he came to Korea, I tried to convince him to try 육회, and he would not go anywhere near it. He thought it was disgusting. He thought it was dangerous. He thought it was, just something that he could not eat. But I was trying to convince him over and over again that it tastes very good. It's fine to eat raw. It is very tasty. However, he couldn't even look at the raw meat. He just felt sick, so he had a weak stomach. My mother as well. She likes to eat, but she does have a weak stomach. There are certain things that she probably won't eat. Also, she's a person who is not a fan of raw food like sushi or sashimi or anything like that. I am not too bad. I think I have a pretty strong stomach when it comes to food. I will try usually anything. It just depends on what that thing is, but I'm always down or willing to try something new when it comes to food because I love food, and sometimes it is interesting to see what something tastes like. For example, sundaeguk is something that I think many of my friends wouldn't like if I told them how it was made and what it was made of. But for me, I personally love it, even though I know it's made out of most of the parts are made from the pig's head. And it's also blood sausage as well mixed in. So even though I know what the contents of the sundaeguk is, it is my favorite gukbap amongst all the gukbaps in Korea. So, One thing I won't eat though, and I do have a weak stomach for, is hongo, or ray, I think it's called in English. That is a bit too much for me. I've tasted it as well, and it just doesn't taste good. I don't understand why people would want to smell that and taste that at the same time. So, for me, hongo is not something that I would eat, and it would make me want to be sick. All right, that wraps it up for today, and I'll see you on the next class.
Tolerate.
Tolerate.
Weak stomach.
Weak stomach.
Shed.
Shed.
Leash.
Leash.
Foyer.
Foyer.
AITA.
AITA.